everyone, welcome back to another CareerBond video. My name is Crystal Cabello, the CareerBond coordinator, here to keep you connected. Have you ever wondered how a content creator stays so up to date with both trends and follower engagement? How can one person juggle so many parts of their personal or actual brands? Chances are it's because they have a whole team helping them. One of these might actually be a social media manager. A social media manager is the person in charge of a brand's online presence. They might be in charge of content creation, like writing blog posts or writing captions. They might also be the one taking pictures, editing videos, even creating memes. They also have to monitor and respond to comments, messages, or if other brands or influencers are reaching out with business inquiries. It's also important for the managers to keep on top of trends so that the brand can stay current and above competitors. They also have to be familiar with using analytics to track page visits, follower demographics, and then use ads and paid promotions whenever necessary. So if you find yourself working hard to achieve a certain aesthetic on your page, or you notice that you have a certain vibe that you're going for, this is actually a type of social media managing in which you're purposefully posting. If you like the idea of there being a strategy behind what you're doing on social media, this might actually be a cool career option for you. So now let's jump into our topic of the day. Last episode, we brought you all the parts of a resume. This episode, we bring you interview tips. Most employers will want to interview you before offering you a job or an internship. Interviews allow employers to ask questions about your application or anything on your resume. It helps them gain an understanding of why you might be interested in the job, and if you even meet the qualifications. They'll be able to get a sense of your personality and see if you will fit into the company culture. They'll also learn about your communication skills and see how you behave in a professional or formal setting. Interviews don't only benefit the employer, they actually benefit you too. An interview will allow you to find out more about the job. It will help you assess the type of work that's required and the people that you'll be working with. You'll be able to get a feel for the workplace environment, and you'll get to see if this is really a place that you want to be in. So remember, an interview does go both ways. So here are some tips to make the best of it. Tip number 1, be yourself. Again, job interviews are your chance to show employers what it would be like working with you. So show your real self so that they hire the real you. Remember to update your resume to reflect current and relevant information. Tip number 2, do not be late. First impressions matter. Oh my god, I am so sorry I'm late. There was so much traffic and then I got lost. Even if it really isn't your fault, your potential employer is not okay with tardiness. It gives the impression that you aren't reliable and that you don't value other people's time. Even just being 2 minutes late can cost you that job offer. Do not waste your hard work. You spent time making a resume, filling out a job application, and setting up an interview. Don't miss an opportunity just because you couldn't be there on time. Practice getting there. Drive there the day before so that you know exactly how to get there, and double check the address. If you do arrive at the interview early, this doesn't mean that the interview is going to start earlier. Respect the time agreed on because the employer might be interviewing others or working on something else. Tip number 3, prepare. A hiring manager can most definitely tell when you've prepared for the interview and when you haven't. Well, I don't have a job, obviously, and I need a job. So when you're prepared, you'll be able to confidently answer questions. Research the company ahead of time so you know a little about their history and what they value. You can then use this to your advantage. It will set you apart that you know a company's mission statement versus someone who just applied randomly. If you know who is interviewing you, look them up on LinkedIn. This will show that you have a genuine interest in the company. Being prepared doesn't mean that you need to come with a full-on script or memorized answers, but you should have some questions ready to ask the interviewer back. Some of these questions can be, what does a typical day look like? What are the expected work hours? What would my specific job responsibilities be? And what does a successful employee look like at this company? Tip number 4, Practice. It is so helpful to practice beforehand. You get more comfortable and you have a chance to mess up with someone who isn't hiring you but's just looking to give you advice. You have to remember that employers are going to use your answers to gauge how successful you would be at your job. That's why it's important to practice and be ready. You can practice with friends or family and even a case manager at the club. Let us help you and tell you what you did really well at, but also where you could use a little improvement. So now I'm going to walk you through the most commonly asked questions as a teen interviewee. The most common would be, tell me a little about yourself. They are not asking about your pets or your hobbies or if you've been viral on TikTok, unless it's relevant. Employers actually ask this question to get a high-level view of your skills, interests, and experience. Use this time to talk about your plans for the present and the future. Keep it brief, relevant, and make a good impression. The next common question is, why do you want to work for us? Even though the real answer might be, because I need money, it's actually your opportunity to explain why you'd be a good fit for the job. Think about why you applied to that specific job, and do you admire that company? Are you maybe a regular customer? Answer the question in a way that would emphasize the talents that you could bring to the team. An employer might also ask, what extracurricular activities do you participate in? This is when you get to talk about hobbies and clubs, but be careful not to go on a tangent. Choose about 3 activities. Each of the ones you pick should reflect a skill that the employer would actually find valuable. For example, if you say that you're president of Spanish club, this would be a great way to show that you have leadership skills, but also highlight that you speak another language. Another question commonly asked is, why should I hire you? This is the interviewer asking why you are the best choice out of all the applicants. It can be a hard question to answer, but it's your chance to sell yourself and make a great impression. Look at the job description and identify which duties you know you'd excel at. Tie that into your answer to show that you'll not only fulfill the job, but that you'll actually exceed the requirements. When answering these questions, remember to think before you speak. Do not be afraid to pause before answering a question. This would show that you're thoughtful. It will lead to better responses rather than trying to talk right away and then get all confused. Remember to also dress appropriately. We get it, some teens don't want to come off as stuffy or overdressed in a job interview. Jeans and a t-shirt are pretty comfortable, but it won't give off the best impression. Regardless of what you'll be wearing at the actual job, like casual wear or uniform, dress up for the interview. It's okay to keep it casual, but leave the sandals at home. You can wear business casual attire like slacks and a blouse or a collared shirt. A tailored top and knee-length skirt are also good. Unless you're applying for an office support job or a prestigious internship, a suit probably isn't necessary. Make sure that you are clean and wrinkle-free and avoid wearing too much cologne, perfume, or makeup. Avoid excessive jewelry, sunglasses, a hat, or headphones. Before your interview, put your phone on Do Not Disturb or airplane mode so that you're not interrupted during the interview. And make sure to keep it away so you aren't tempted to look at it. Oh, can you repeat the question? Body language is also important. Make direct eye contact, sit up straight, and try to sit still. Speak clearly and use your best manners. Show respect to your potential employers. Project confidence, even if you're really nervous. You want to show that you're comfortable being in new situations. Do not mumble and do not speak badly about your former employer. You might already have a job or have had a job before, and it might not have gone well, but speaking badly about it is going to reflect poorly on you. Lastly, make sure to have the right documents ready. Bring at least 2 copies of your resume and cover letter if you have one. Now that we've gone over the most basic tips, I'd like to challenge you to set up a mock interview with me. Email me at crystalc@bgclaharbor.org to set up a practice interview with me via Zoom. The email will be in the description below. We'll be back with more tips. Thank you again for watching our career bond videos. We hope that you stay safe.